What's up, YouTube? So when I initially started to think about doing a YouTube channel, I was thinking to myself, I got tons of tools and I do woodworking. So I wanted to do like a woodworking channel that kind of reflected my style. I wanted to do woodworking for people that look like me, look a little bit different than like the standard YouTube woodworker, I guess. But the reality of it is, I work, I travel with my son for wrestling, spend time with my daughter, my wife, and I just don't have time to do like, hours and hours and hours put into like doing one woodworking project. I didn't really think that that would be super. I didn't really think that that would be super effective as far as time management. As far as reaching as many people that I wanted to reach. So I was watching this guy, Rob. He was talking actually, if you want to watch his channel, it's fucking dope. It's called Rob the Maritimer. And he was talking about doing YouTube videos once you're over the age of 40, right? And he had all types of good advice. And so then I started thinking to myself, how can I reach as many people as possible as far as like trying to help people, right? There's a million fucking woodworking channels out there, and I understand that. And that was one of the problems that I had when I sat down to do woodworking videos. It was like when I went to make a video, it was like, what am I gonna do that's not already out there? Everything's already been fucking done. So a lot of times like, okay, I'm gonna, show how to do this. Then I YouTube it and fucking there was like 500 people that already did it. And it just seemed kind of redundant, right? So I thought to myself, what would be unique? And I think my story in itself is unique, right? And I was watching an interview. One of the things you're going to find out watching my channel, if you decide to watch my channel, is I rant a lot, right? I kind of go off on, on little tangents. But years ago, I'd watched the interview with 50 Cent, and he said, once I decided to be me, nobody could do it better. He said, because how could you be better at being me, right? So that's kind of the idea of me doing these videos is it's unique, right? It's my story, my voice, so on and so forth. Now, why do I want to do the YouTube channel? That's what I want to tell you guys, right? The very first video I want to do, and it ain't going to be good, I understand it, because I'm not a great speaker. Hopefully, throughout time, it'll get better. But I want to kind of document my journey of where I'm at right now. A lot of the beginning of my life, from like 14, well, really from like 13 to 30, I was in juvie and then I went to prison, and literally almost my entire life was based in prison. Now I got my shit together, right? What I Where I think my videos are going to differ from other, convict and or success stories is I think a lot of times success stories or, where people talk about, oh, I went from being homeless to a billionaire. And I could never relate to that, right? It was like, well, if I couldn't relate to, making my way to becoming a billionaire, then why would I even take the first step on a journey, right? And while people usually look at financial success as happiness, I think there's other forms of happiness and other forms of success. So that's what I want to show people, right? That if you're just getting out of prison, if you're, dealing with drug addiction, homelessness, wherever you're at, you can get better, and you don't have to be a fucking billionaire or a millionaire in order to be successful, right? Because like I said, I'm happy, I'm successful, I'm not rich, by any stretch of the imagination, right? But I went from being a poor convict to middle class. I'm doing things as a poor kid that I never thought possible. And every day is a new experience for me because, like I said, I spent a big percentage of my life in prison. So all this shit's new to me, man. Tools, operating tools, doing shit like that. All that shit is fucking new. Last year, I had a vegetable garden for the first time. And, I'm sitting there digging holes. I'm planting tomato plants. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, bro, I'm a fucking ex-gangster. And I'm planting tomato plants. And it just seems so odd and foreign. But it made me happy. You know what I mean? I always, I always, they say stop and smell the roses, and I always take time to just enjoy the shit that I'm going through. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm not this continuously positive person, so through my journey, hopefully, I'm gonna be as real with you guys, and you can see the ups, the downs. I want to take you guys traveling. We travel all over the place for wrestling. And there's wins, there's losses, there's highs, there's lows, there's all types of shit. So I'm gonna document everything. I mean? Not like day to day document, but I just want to give you guys an idea that there's other forms of success, and yeah, this is gonna be my journey. Like I said, I understand this first video probably ain't gonna be that good, and hopefully I don't go in the house and just delete it like I did the last one, because I just want to start. I want to start this journey, and share it with you guys. You know what I mean? So if you want to go on this journey with me, let me know, and hopefully these videos will continue to get better and better. A lot of them I'm gonna do right here in the shop. I'm gonna, take you guys with me to wrestling tournaments, traveling. We'll do like little picture collages and shit on the road. We'll do little videos on the road. Some of the cool restaurants that we go to. And again, like I said, I'm not rich, so it's not like gonna be private jets and all that sort of shit. But if you're here and you want to be middle class, I want you guys to understand that it's possible. Okay, the cool thing about me, right, is, the cool thing about me, the cool thing about, seeing something that's definitely achievable. Growing up, I was a piece of shit, and everybody knew I was a piece of shit. And the crazy thing is, all the time when I see, friends, family even, they go, we thought you were gonna, we thought you were gonna be dead or in prison for life. Nobody thought that I would be married with kids and, hanging out by the pool and, having cookouts, like in a non-criminal way, just chilling with my family, Yeah, so, yeah, this is going to be my story. I want you guys to follow, and hopefully these videos will get better. All right, that's it. Again, one of the things that this Rob guy said, and it inspired me. The crazy thing is, it actually inspired me, right? And one of the things he said is, just make a video. Just fucking post it. Don't worry about what other people are going to think. Just post it and go from there. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just post it, go from there. He even said, like, once you start doing lives, he said, even if you don't have fans or followers or subscribers, if nobody's fucking watching, just go live. Why? Because it's practice, right? So that's what I'm doing. All right. Take care, guys. God bless. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you think I'm a fucking idiot, tell me that too. I guess the only way I can get better is if you guys give me feedback, right? If you're like, why you talking with your hands too much? I normally don't, but kind of like Bobby Boucher or whatever the fuck his name is. Like, what do I do with my hands? I don't know. I've never been good at speaking, but just gonna start here. All right, this is the first video. I'm gonna go edit it a little bit, edit some of the shit like that out, and then fuck it. I'm just gonna come back out in the garage and make another video. All right, take care, guys. God bless.